Hi, I'm Kat, and I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on August 8th, 2018. I had a high starting weight of 317 pounds, and I had a day of surgery weight of 320 pounds. I lost 50 pounds from doing mostly keto diet. For most of that time, it was a keto diet. I had to lose 40 pounds for my surgery to proceed, but I ended up losing 50, so yay. And as of today, my weight is 255.6 pounds, which is a loss of 14 point, no, 114.4 total and 60. Yeah, I should be able to do this math. 61.4, does that sound right? Um, After surgery, I'm going to look. It is my week 24 check-in. I looked it up before starting. 64.4. 64.4 since surgery. So my weight loss has been about 10 pounds, a little bit more than 10 pounds per week, which I'm happy at. And I'm really happy because 55 is an important number. Um, I have sort of like, hi Cassie. I have a couple of they're kind of arbitrary goals, but 255 is getting me 50% to where I want to be. So when I lose that next zero point 0.6 pounds, I will be exactly, have lost half of the weight that I want to lose in order to get me into that sort of normal BMI at the top of it, but just into that thing. And I don't actually know if I'm gonna sort of see how I feel as I get closer to that weight loss goal. It may be that that weight, I think that gets me to 140. Maybe that 140 doesn't feel good for me and 150 feels better, 160 feels better. I'm going to be okay with that, whatever it is. But I just sort of want to, um, like that was my goal that I put into my app, and my app tells me what percentage you are. So then there's the next goal, which is the 250, which just means that my weight on my driver's license will be true, which it has not been true for a very, very long time. Um, and I think, that's probably kind of think of like after that 250, I guess it would just be 200 or breaking through 200. 230, I think, was my lowest adult weight because that's the weight I remember that I do not have good memory and I did not keep records. So I think that's the weight that I got to for my wedding. And I was still a bride, bride. And actually, I'm thinking that maybe I didn't get down that far because I think my wedding gown was like, well, I was going to say is a size 24, but there's no way to know because my mom and I made my wedding dress. So it was exactly the size it needed to be. I mean, we physically cobbled together three different patterns to make it exactly the wedding dress I wanted. And we did a test one out of crap fabric. It wasn't crap fabric, but it was like tablecloth fabric to try to make sure that what we made when we cut the very, very expensive fabric was going to fit perfectly. And that is what we wanted to do. And I will actually say that I do sew. I still sew. I'm looking forward to making costumes for myself again. Um, I haven't done that in a while. I did make myself a Cersei Lannister costume, and I did an intense amount of embroidery on it for just a Halloween costume. I basically got some gold embroidery, like a massive amount of gold embroidery floss from like some cheap source online, and I just freehanded, you know, vines and leaves and I think maybe a couple of birds, but I just did it like on the sleeves and then it was really intense. It came out really nice. Um, but yeah, I was like screw it. But I haven't done a lot of it, and I completely chickened out on my wedding dress. I made a lot of the outfits for the bridesmaids and the grooms, but I made my mom cut out the fabric because I was too chicken to sew on the $60 a yard fabric. Yeah, that was terrifying. And not something, I mean, I have cut probably $30 a yard fabric, and that's as much as I've ever done. And the fabric that I really wanted for the wedding dress was more expensive than that, so I settled on $60 a yard fabric. Insane. Um, I feel like you used to sew because it saved you money, and you don't anymore. It is so much cheaper just to buy something than to make it. Um, you have to really, really want to make it. I'm glad I know how to sew, and I'm glad I know how to do stuff, but fabric is so freaking expensive and totally irrelevant. Today was interesting because today is the first day that I had a one-on-one lunch with somebody at a restaurant, um, eating with my smaller stomach, and I sort of and hoping that she wouldn't notice how little I ate. Um, Pushed food around a lot, ate slowly, talked a lot, chewed, and took half of it home. And luckily, she didn't say anything, so I think I did okay. Of course, I left my lunch leftovers at work, not in the fridge. I'm sad because it was a very good hamburger. Um, but my cover story is that I'm keto, which I am. I am keto, but I don't talk about the fact that I have weight loss surgery. Like my husband and one other friend are the only people, and besides the people in support group, that know I am a weight loss surgery patient. Um, Everybody else just knows, oh, keto. And I don't have a real problem with that because I lost 50 pounds on keto. So it obviously works. Um, but, I think that I'm going to have longer. And I actually did do a whole bunch of like, do I continue just doing keto? Do I have the surgery? And I really decided that I think long term, the surgery is going to make a great effort for me. And honestly, it pairs so well with the weight loss surgery. Keto pairs so well with weight loss surgery that I've been doing really good, and I'm happy with my success. It's so weird because I'm in both weight loss forums online and or Facebook groups online, and also I'm in keto groups online. And January 1st, everybody's trying keto. It's a new hot thing, and so many people just have such unrealistic expectations of how much they're going to lose per weight because you hear, huge numbers. It's like, oh, I lost 20 pounds my first week. And those are your unrealistic numbers. I mean, if you have a lot of weight to lose, you're going to lose a lot of weight, probably, but maybe not that much. And it's just how your body reacts to everything. So when people get online and goes, I only lost 7 pounds in my first 2 weeks of doing keto. You lost 7 pounds. That's freaking amazing. Just be happy about that. Random. Sorry. I just feel like it's been such a hard journey that, yeah, don't whine about not having lost enough. You lose what your body is willing to lose. Do the work and you'll know if you cheated, if you did what you needed to do or not. But you can't force any of that. So a week ago today, I was hit by a car. In a car. I was in a car accident. My husband says, you need to say you were in a car accident. And I'm like, I like to say I was hit by a car because I was not in the car accident. The car accident happened to me. I did nothing to cause it or to, yeah. So I like to say I was hit by a car. And Learner Lynn asked, it's like, did you get medical attention? Yes, I got some, I was seen by paramedics on site, and they didn't seem to think it was a big concern. They didn't have anything that they're like, yeah, we really want you to get checked out. They're like, we'll take you if you want, but you don't have to go. You can tell us what you want to do. So I did not go. I went to the chiropractor the next day. because I was having trouble sitting in my chair. I have a chiropractor that I really like. And for years I was kind of anti-chiropractor, but this guy is really good. I think if you go someplace and they try to sign you up for we want to see you 3 times a week and then twice a week and then blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, if they try to set you up for a course of treatment before they've really seen you once, I don't have any respect for that thing, because that's obviously just trying to, and almost all of them are like, we need payment upfront for the whole thing, and because it probably isn't going to be covered by insurance. Well, my insurance covers chiropractic. This guy is great. He usually does not want to see me more than once. He's just sort of like, I want to see you, get you in, take a look. Okay, let's get you set up, and then yeah, I think that's good. And if you want to come back, yeah, okay, I'll see you again. But he's really low key, and he actually did want to see me a couple of times because he was nervous the first time to do anything because it was so traumatic. So he didn't work on anything that was too painful. So I was kind of bummed that the first time I went, it helped some, but it wasn't like, I felt out of alignment. I felt like my back was just not sitting right. And I had hoped he'd just go boom, boom, boom. Mind you, I'm not one of those people that crack usually. And like, if somebody presses on your back and you crack, I used to have to crack everything all the time when I was dancing, and then I got kind of weirded out by it and decided I'm not doing that anymore. And it took a while. Like, it's the same sort of addiction as anything else. Like, I wanted to crack, and then it's like, nope, I'm just not going to do it. I'll stretch, but I'm not going to crack. And eventually my body just was like, okay, we don't do that anymore. Well, on Monday I went back after a couple days, and he pressed, and at the end he's like, how's your neck? It's like, do you feel like your neck needs some attention? I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. And he went through, and he has tried to crack my neck before, like he'll adjust my neck and like do the thing, he'll get me nice and relaxed, and then he'll just push it to the side a couple times. And if he doesn't get upset if it doesn't crack, and it usually doesn't. It cracked. It settled. It was great. So I feel better. I'm still sore. I'm incredibly bruised. I don't think you can see. Yeah, this is where I'm going to call it seatbelt abrasion happened. That has gotten much less red and angry. I've been using arnica, both pills and gel on the bruises. The bruise on my left knee, I've always had a problem with my right and left. I'm dyslexic, and that's just one of the ways it really shows up. But my left knee is about that big and almost immediately turned purple and black. And Cassie's back. And is just really nasty. And then I have I have a smaller bruise on my right knee, but it's just tiny. But the rest of where the seatbelt was from the sternum under my breast took a while, took a couple days, and then turned like Simpsons yellow with some purple speckling, which is a horrible color. It works well in undersea life, or as my husband pointed out, Star Trek aliens, but not usual human skin. So I have been rubbing in arnica gel, which is slightly mentholated, or at least the ointment that I have is, and it's making it feel better. I've been told that it helps with the bruising healing, and I really hope it does, because I am sick of being bruised. But arnica gel, good thing. And I usually bruise fairly easily and take a long time to heal, so I'm hoping that this is going through the process fairly quickly. So other than that, yeah, my food has been pretty good. It hasn't been as great as normal. The weight loss for this week was 2.2 pounds. I should have known that. 2.2 pounds. Which isn't my best, but isn't my worst. I mean, last week was not good. But I feel like I've gotten into a rhythm. And yeah, I'm still eating mostly meat and cheese. I did have some lettuce today. It was good. It was very well dressed. I am a sucker for well dressed lettuce, apparently. And yeah, so that is kind of everything I think I wanted to tell you. Um, and I'm looking at the background behind me, and goodness gracious, do I need to clean up my office. I have been doing the Marie Kondo thing. I haven't done it in here. I should do it in here. Um, but I've been cleaning out stuff, and I've been losing weight, so I've been going down. I'm at the cusp, I think, of switching into a new pair of jeans, which makes me happy. Because I get to points where it's like there's sometimes where I feel like I'm losing a lot of weight, and I'm like, okay, and I have this one sweater that was snug on me, and it is really loose now, and I'm like, do I want to give it up? It's comfortable, it's cold, sweater, nice, good, should keep. But I may be at the point where I'm ready to let that go, or I just may wait until winter's over and then let it go then. Um, Occasionally I'll look in the mirror, especially at work, and because the mirror at work sort of goes from my in the bathroom at work goes from like mid thigh up, so it's a better angle. Like the one in my bathroom isn't that big. Well, it's big wide, but not big top to bottom. Um, and I still feel large. I love when I sit down in chairs and I'm not chairs that have sides and I'm not taking them all up. Or I was in a booth today and I wasn't touching the booth with my everything. Uh, but I do feel I don't feel different most of the time. I mean, I can walk more and I can, like I have better mobility, which was my real goal is mobility. But occasionally I'll look at myself and say, yeah, I am starting to resemble a normal person. I am wearing clothes that are an extra large and just a regular extra large, not a, um, you know, super sized extra large. Meanwhile, I have been going through some of the women's t-shirts that I have picked up, especially the women's geek t-shirts that I've picked up over because I'm a huge geek. But there's a thing about women's t-shirts, especially in the sort of like sci-fi or cartoon fandom, where they are super freaking small. I don't know if they just expect them to be skin tight, but there's a difference between I like women's t-shirts because I feel like they fit my body better if they fit. But honestly, I had a 3X t-shirt, a woman's 3X t-shirt, and I was like, yeah, this is still too tight. And it's because, I mean, it's insanely small. I'm looking at this and it's like, why is this 3X? This is insane. What the hell? So, part of me is thinking maybe I'm not that crazy after all. But yeah, I'm doing well. I hope you are doing well. And it's been a good week, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.